All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get this party started for My Hero Academia. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another My Hero Academia chapter reaction and review. This will be the final My Hero Academia chapter in the year 2021 because Shonen Jump will be going on, it will be having a merger issue, which means we are going on break and we won't get a new chapter until January, which means there will be no chapter for One Piece and no chapter for My Hero Academia this upcoming Sunday. So don't expect me to release anything for that Sunday because I'm pretty much gonna have a break to myself if they don't release an anime episode of One Piece as well. But I feel like they are, so that'll probably be the only thing I'll be able to do for you guys as far as manga and anime is concerned. But no chapters for One Piece and My Hero Academia as well. Let's go ahead and get started with today's chapter of My Hero Academia. Because last we left off, both Aoyama and his family. Well, it's his family is the Aoyama is the last name. Yuga is the first name. Yuga and his family were in prison, were pretty much captured, and we find out Yuga is the one who did everything, let All For One know what was going on. All For One got him into UA to ensure that he could get close to the heroes and to All Might and find out all their secret information, and then his last order was to lure Midoriya out into the woods. And that was the last thing before Yuga and his family got captured by Sugauchi and the rest of the police force. And despite all this, Yuga keeps calling himself a villain. Yet Midoriya says, so what? Your spirit was broken, so what does it matter? You still can be a hero. Just take my hand, Yuga. Despite all the stuff that pretty much Yuga has done to hurt numerous people and even have some people killed in the process, because of all these machinations, Midoriya still sees that no matter how bad he's fallen, no matter how bad things have gone downhill for Yuga, there's still a chance that he can be a hero just like the rest of them. And that's what makes Midoriya the perfect one to have one for all right now. That's why Midoriya is the perfect example of how to exemplify what a hero actually is. Because the hero still sees the good in people despite all the bad that they do. More specifically, from the people that they know have good in them. If there are people who are truly lost in their own ideals and everything, like Muscular or All For One or even Shigaraki, possibly, those are the ones that kind of get beaten into submission. But for people like Yuga, who's screwed up, and Lady Nagant screwed up, they still can see the good in those people because I guess it's just like a hero thing. I don't know. But let's get started with this chapter. Let's not keep you too long because this is definitely not going to be as long as my One Piece reaction because I still got a One Piece anime reaction for you guys. Chapter 338, The Story of How We All Became Heroes, Part 1. And in this cover page, it shows Yuga and it shows Midoriya. And then Sugauchi says, "Not so fast, Midoriya. Sanza, go ahead and gag young Aoyama." And then, Sanza, his cat lieutenant, has a gag over his face, over Aoyama's face. And then Sugauchi says, "And no, there will be no hand-holding. He's in police custody. Regardless of any extenuating circumstances, the fact remains that he conspired with All For One. Furthermore, though it may seem that he's safe in the clear, we can't be sure he's not booby-trapped like Nagant." It sounded like I said Nagant, but instead of Nagant. Though it may seem that he's safe and in the clear, we can't be sure he's not booby-trapped like Nagant until Central Hospital can run a full analysis. Until Central Hospital can run a full analysis, it's unwise to let the boy speak another word. And Midoriya hates this, and he starts tearing up because of it. And Sugauchi just looks away. And then he says, "Mr. and Mrs. and Mr. Aoyama, why didn't you inform All For One about our raid in Kamino?" "We never had a way to reach out to him. We only had communication when he came to us." probably so that he couldn't be tracked down in case you were caught. And then Midoriya says, Detective Tsukauchi, we can't find All for One. That's the current situation, right? And then Kaminari says, oh. And then we get a flashback flashback text that says, they still get to make the opening move. That's why our side is calling up every able body we've got. Am I reading this right? That's why our side is calling up every able body. We got sheer numbers. Will give us... Oh, that's what... Oh, I was reading it wrong. That's why why our side is calling up every single able body we've got. Sheer numbers will give us a fighting chance. I was reading that just straight through. My apologies. That's my bad. And then it dawns on Kaminari. If nothing else, then maybe we can steer the way the villains join the fight. What? If nothing else, maybe we can steer the way the villains join the fight. And then Tsukauchi looks in that direction. And then Midoriya looks in that direction. And Mineta says, oh, sure! And then Yaoyorozu says, looking at it from another angle, as of now, there's only one person. Yep. See, I called this. Someone made a comment about why did Midoriya say what he said to Aoyama. And my assumption was they planned to use Aoyama as a way to get towards All for One. Why? Why would they turn to me? Who could possibly deceive All for One when I'm a despicable villain? And then President Mike chimes in. Hold up, slow your roll, kiddos. Jumping the gun much? A crime's a crime, and I hate to say it, but you bunch are the biggest victims here. Can you really trust this guy now? And then Ida says, that is all in the past. And President Mike doesn't say anything. The responsibility also lies with us for being unable to perceive what lay in his heart, which is precisely why, when we witness our classmate weeping in despair, our urge is to reach out to him as friends, to allow him to take our hand, because that is the only way we can once again make him our equal, our peer. Look at Ida. Look at Ida with the class president's speech. One thing I noticed about Ida is that out of everyone's speech bubbles, he's the one that has his in like square like panels. Everyone else gets like circular ones, but Ida's the one who gets like the formal letterbox type shaped speech bubbles whenever he speaks. And then we have Bakugo looking. First, Ida says, because that is the only way we can once again make him our equal, our peer. And then Bakugo comes in saying, the crap I went through because of him. 5 good blasts of my howitzer should make us even. And then Seto says, har har, a little extreme, don't you think? And then Kirishima says, that's right. Aoyama, you thought you were helpless against All for One, yeah? That's why you obeyed. But things have changed. You tried to get your folks to put an end to this bad deal, didn't ya? Then when we went to grab Midoriya off the streets, did a single one of us give him crap for being quirkless at one point? Did we hold it against the dude for keeping that a secret? For holding back those tears? And then Midoriya is just wiping the tears away from his face. And then it shows Kirishima just screaming at him, Aoyama! We can still stand strong! Together! And then Tsukauchi comes up and says, sorry to break up the excitement, but in terms of the Aoyama family cooperating with our search, they've already told us that All for One won't believe any lies. I understand how you all must feel, but let's keep a cool head about this. And then someone speaks on the screen, and they say, Midoriya, did you have a concrete plan in mind? And then Midoriya says, not really. Sheesh, didn't think so. Detective Tsukauchi, I didn't see through the ruse either, so I'm responsible too. That said, I feel the same way the kids do. Aizawa! Because it's Aizawa speaking on this little data pad that President Mike has, because, you know, Aizawa's still in the hospital. And then Aizawa says, Aoyama, I still have no intention of expelling you. And then Aoyama just bursts into tears. As Class A's homeroom teacher, I have an idea. Detective, cover the Aoyama's family's ears for a minute. And then it just shows, then it just has everyone listening into this plan. And then we cut to the classrooms again. And apparently we have All Might speaking with Principal Nezu. We'll need to inspect each and every location. And then Principal Nezu, who still has a very angry look on his face, like, he doesn't have the wide beady eyes. He still has a stern look on his face that he has not lost since the Aoyama family's been brought up. But Principal Nezu says, "It certainly seems feasible." And then Sugauchi says, It may be worth a try, Sansa. I'd like to continue this back at HQ." And then it shows the Aoyama family being let out. "The rest of you keep this all in the strictest confidence. Got it?" And then it shows Midoriya and the rest of the class looking on as Aoyama's being led away by the police, with Midoriya saying, "Aoyama!" And he just looks at Aoyama, and Aoyama doesn't look back at him. Then it cuts to the rest of the students back at their dorm. And Kirishima saying, "We'd better prepare." And the Ida says, "I must do something about my costume." And then Midoriya says, "Same here." And then Hagakure is there watching all this go down, and she'll say, "It'll work. Yeah, this'll bring him down." And then all of the students with the most determined of looks on their faces. Oh my goodness, yo, this is the look of the face of an entire classroom of people that you do not want to meet in a dark alley. They all have the most serious of faces as they all agree and just say, yeah. Man, when you can make Mineta look threatening, I ain't worried about everybody else. They made Mineta look like the most threatening individual ever. Even when he's mad and upset that some of his fellow students get, around girls and everything, and he doesn't get the chance to, that's just for comic relief. But they got everyone with the most serious of faces, and Mineta has the most scariest looking serious face out of everyone. Even Mina's face, here's the thing. Bakugo's face is nothing different. He always walks around with that face. But everyone, even Koda, oh my goodness, Mineta and Koda have the most threatening faces. Even this whole panel with the whole class just saying yeah, and everyone having this, we're going to do this, and let's show no mercy. That's the face that they're giving. Everyone has this face. Even people that I'm not used to having a mad look on their faces, they all look threatening. Class A is ready for war. Oh, I love this chapter. And then it shows Midoriya walking with this angry look on his face up to the development studio. And then it has him thinking to prepare for the upcoming battle, to leave nothing to chance. I need to repair some key equipment. Then, as usual, the development studio blows up directly in Midoriya's face. It wasn't too long ago that the first time Midoriya came to this place, it blew up in his face. The door gets blown off and Midoriya's just standing there. And then who is it? Who is it who lands on Midoriya exactly like last time? If it isn't no one else but Hatsumi. And she lands on him the exact same way, except last time she landed on him, she was how can I say this without sounding derogatory or get me fined by YouTube? She landed on him on his chest. She landed on his chest, and that's when he saw her. But now she's landed on his face. And when I say she, I mean she's landed on his face. But Midoriya hasn't lost that scowl. It's really odd that her personality has landed on his face, and he still has that same face as his face is kind of buried in her personality. And Ida's all like, she landed on his face. If Uraraka was here, here's the thing. Uraraka was awestruck when Hatsumi landed on Midoriya the last time. But now Hatsumi has landed directly onto her personality, has landed directly onto his face. I wonder where is Uraraka right now? But here's Hatsumi directly on top of Midoriya saying, "Hey there, it's been forever, Midoriya." But yeah, Hatsumi's back. I know so many people. I know so many people that would love to be in the position that Midoriya is in right now in this panel. But that's the end of the chapter. So whatever plan they got going, whatever plan that Aizawa has in mind, it starts with Midoriya getting his stuff repaired. And there's no other person who has a better chance of repairing his stuff other than Hatsumi. So there you go. I feel like this was yet another setup chapter. Yet another good setup chapter. That's just my personal opinion. But yet another good setup chapter. It has all the students coming together as one, resolving that, yeah, we're going to get this done. Aoyama still feeling beside himself over all the things that he's caused. All the students going out of their way to voice that they're willing to overlook that everything that Aoyama has done. Ida said it. Kirishima said it. Yaoyorozu. A lot of people voiced their opinions on how they feel about Aoyama. Despite all the things that Aoyama has done, they still want to welcome him back as their equal, as their peers, in order for this plan, once all is said and done. So they still intend to use Aizawa somehow, I feel, but we don't get the full spokes of the plan. So we just need to wait a while. Hopefully we see what the plan actually is in the next chapter, which will be next year, because we're not getting a new chapter of My Hero Academia next Sunday because of the Shonen Jump magazine merger issue that they're releasing. So no chapters for them. But overall, pretty good chapter. I enjoyed it. Wasn't too heavy. It wasn't heavy on any action. It was just, I consider this one of those chapters that's a confirmation of the main character's ideals. We get those types of chapters where they have to remind themselves of, you see it in examples. The hero has to remind themselves of who they are, or why they do what they do, or why they do this, or why they do that, as an affirmation for themselves to propel themselves forward into, say, a final battle, or this big boss they have to defeat, or some big event that they're leading up to. This is one of those chapters where everyone is, I wouldn't say psyching themselves up, but they're reaffirming what they believe in before they really get started, and we get those really detailed chapters. Not saying that this chapter isn't detailed, but this is just what I would call an affirmation chapter, a main character affirmation chapter, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, this was not going to be as long as my One Piece reaction. I just wanted to get my reaction for My Hero Academia out as well. We're just going to have to wait until January to see what they do with both My Hero and One Piece. All I can say is that My Hero Academia has been on non-stop fire all year, and I've enjoyed this story entirely. And I really do hope that you guys have been enjoying my reactions to My Hero Academia as well, because it's one of those series that when it's over, there's gonna be a big void left. Like, when My Hero ends, it's going to be like, oh, great. Now who are we going to have for the next big three? Because Bleach ended, but then it's coming back. We got Bleach coming back next year in October. So get hyped for that. Just so much. I guess I just got to look up new anime and stuff. I don't know. New anime and manga and just look stuff up. I already got a list of things I'm going to bring to the channel that people have suggested to me. So I'll work that out as we go. But this has been a fantastic year for My Hero Academia, and I've absolutely enjoyed every single chapter that we've gotten. I don't know about these people who go out of their way to say that Horikoshi is a bad writer because one or two chapters didn't appeal to their liking, but they're fundamentally wrong. Unless they've wrote a book before that has sold millions of copies, as My Hero Academia has, then they can tell whether or not Horikoshi is a bad writer. Calling a writer that you've been following for hundreds of chapters a bad writer after one chapter or another chapter just because it didn't appeal to you is fundamentally what I would call ignorant. So for all these individuals who seem to think that Horikoshi suddenly became a bad writer just because of Star and Stripe dying, or because of this, or because of that, or because of very small, minute reasons that really don't hold much weight except for I didn't like this, so therefore this person is bad because I personally didn't like it. I don't care about the majority. I just think I didn't like it, and therefore I am right. Then you're fundamentally ignorant in thinking that My Hero Academia is a badly written story. It's not. The world building is absolutely amazing, and how the characters fit into that world building with their own character development that carries not only with the main characters but with the villains as well. To have a story that makes you not only sympathize with the heroes but also can sympathize with the villains just shows you that this is a capable writer that can have people resonate with every spectrum, not just the good guys and only the good guys, and no one ever understands how the bad guys feel. No, you can see where the villains come from their ideals and how they were brought up and their backgrounds and their mannerisms and how their characters go throughout these entire situations. That is what I call good writing. That is good writing, when you can have people feel sympathetic for a person that had no problem killing other people. Makes you feel sympathetic to villains who are supposed to be the bad guys that we're supposed to be rooting against. You're a good writer if you can get people to resonate with villains, to enjoy whenever the villains show up. Not just because they're the bad guys, but because they're well-written characters. That is what I call good writing, and that is why Horikoshi continues to be a great mangaka, and I am so glad that I've been able to enjoy the entirety of, well, the current ongoing series of My Hero Academia, not only for you guys, but for myself. I just like reading good stories. That's why I got so many good stories just propped up on the my back shelf, which I probably need to get a new one because I fundamentally have run out of book space for my entire bookshelf for all of my manga. I got no room left. I got to get a second bookshelf. Well, a third one, at least. But that's just my opinion on My Hero Academia as a whole. And for all of you, all the people, not just you specifically watching me now, but for all the people that seem to think that Horikoshi is a bad writer, maybe you're better off just messing with some coloring books. If that's how you feel. Coloring books with simple words, that might be what may be best for you. At least you can interact with it and turn it into what you want to. That's just my opinion. It may sound real harsh, but if you can't handle this type of writing, then just write stuff of your own. But that's all that I got. So with that being said, hello, loving mother of mine. I'm unmuted so people can hear you. Welcome. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you may not see her right now, but this woman here, you may not see her. This is what you guys call Mama Kyushu. She is an absolutely amazing woman. She has been supportive of all the things that I do here on this channel, been constantly encouraging me to just go and do my best and everything, and I just want to say I appreciate you and I love you.
Love you.
I love you as well. And you got food? All right, I'm going to go ahead and yes, we got salmon. Yes, let me go ahead and end this right here. I just wanted to give props to my mom here because she's been one of my biggest supporters for me running YouTube for as long as I can remember, since the very beginning. So I just wanted to say once again, thank you. So I just had to have that little sentimental moment for my mom here because she does so much for this family that I just wanted to just give props to her. She's massive amounts of encouragement for me to do what I love. So yeah. So that's all I got. Really do hope you enjoyed my reaction to My Hero Academia. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video, which will be for My Hero Academia is going to be next year in January because we're going on break. So hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Man, what a year for My Hero Academia, huh?